trying to get a little fire going. Super windy today, so I gotta be a little bit careful. I'm down here in this hole where a big oak tree toppled over. So I should be good. It's almost no wind right here, so I should be fine. But I'll get a little fire going, because today what I want to talk about is foot care. I mean, I know it's not very exciting. It's not as exciting as talking about you know, a brand new shiny sharp poke thing that you have in your pack, or your new rifle, you know. But it's absolutely necessary. There have been people taken out of the fight just because they didn't properly care for their feet. Not people, lots and lots of people. Trench foot is a thing, and if you don't look after your feet, you don't take care of your feet when you're in the woods for multiple days, it can get bad, and it can get bad fast. So that's what we're going to discuss, but I need to get a fire going. Hiding out in our hole down here away from the wind. I know somebody in the comments is going to give me a bunch of crap about starting a fire, forest fire in this windy conditions, but it is so wet out here. Everything is soaked. I don't think I could start a forest fire if I wanted to. Broke away some of these roots. All these roots are kind of rotten and nasty and soaking wet, but I think we're going to be plenty safe here. And I'll make sure I extinguish it safely for all you wannabe firefighters out there. You guys can relax a little bit. But anyway, I'm gonna get this fire going, hopefully pretty simply. Just a flick of the bic. So what I wanted to talk about today was foot care. I've been in the woods for an extended period of time, and when you're in the woods for an extended period of time, you need to make sure that you're taking good care of your feet, especially if you're in a wet, moist, humid environment. Well, it doesn't even have to be humid, it just could be wet. If you don't take care of your feet and you let your feet get to the point of no return, you're going to be in bad shape. I've been in the situation where a friend of mine has been camping with me, and he didn't take his boots off for 3 days, and I didn't think anything. I didn't pay attention to it. I mean, big boy, you take care of your own feet, right? But on like the third day, he took his boots off, and they were pale white because we were in a swamp. They were pale white, soaked to the just deep crevices where the skin had kind of folded in. Wrinkles on his toes were just so deep that I've never seen anything quite like it. And he was right on the verge of trench foot. I think if we didn't take care of it right then and there, get those feet dried out, he would have been in really bad shape, and then would have got infections. The skin would have basically fallen off of his feet, open wounds and sores on his feet, and bacteria growth. And it would have been really bad, and then he would have been immobile and not be able to use his feet anymore, and that would have been a deal breaker. But at least once a day, well, there's two schools of thought, right? One, you can wear rubber boots like this, waterproof type boots that keep your feet dry from the outside. The problem with boots like this is what I prefer, by the way, but the problem with boots like this is that any sweat, condensation, moisture on the inside can't get out, right? So, or you can wear really lightweight wicking material type boots that will dry your feet off really fast. But in a really wet environment where you're constantly being in and out of water, I think this is the ticket. And even around here in the cooler months, this is what I wear all the time. But once a day, if you're out for an extended period of time, you need to be taking care of your feet, and that means taking your boots off, kicking your boots off, and letting the dogs breathe, as my dad always used to say. Taking the boots off, letting them dry out. Another good reason why I like these boots is because they dry really fast. Even if you do get the insides wet, they do dry quick, a lot quicker than a leather boot would. Even like the Gore-Tex type boots. Take your socks off, Get those really nice and dry. I usually typically set them by the fire, something like that, in that fashion, where they won't fall in the fire, and then let those dry out. And I let my feet get completely 100% dry by the fire. And the smokier the fire really is, the better, because smoke is a solid particle. And there's a reason why we use smoke to preserve meats, because that solid particle of the smoke adheres to the meat and it prevents bacteria, fungus growth on it. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. So if we've got some kind of athlete's foot going on, bacteria growth on our feet, on our wet skin, we can take care of that by getting it directly in the smoke and letting those smoke particles adhere to our foot, and it will take care of any of that stuff that might, any of that funkiness that might be growing on our feet. Get them completely, really dry, rub them out a little bit, get a little circulation going to them. And once they're 100% dry and your socks are 100% dry, you can put your stuff back on if you wanted to. Sleeping with nothing on your feet or just dry socks, having an extra pair of dry socks is a really good idea. And always just staying conscious of that kind of stuff. If you let it go too long, you can get your toenails could fall off, all kinds of nasty, really bad stuff, athlete's foot, and it just would be bad news. And if your feet don't work, you don't work. So get them in that smoke, dry them out really good, and then you'll be good to go. All right, guys. Well, I'm Jason Salyer. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you on the next video, and please don't worry. I will put this fire out really well. See ya.